What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and this video is going to take a turn pretty quickly, especially as we talk about Whitney. So like the video as the intro plays, we got a lot to get into, and it's kind of strange. And you know I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense. You know
Big Mims.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Hi. Hi. So you've never been here before?
Never been in jail before, and I'm really scared because I don't know who these people are. The other ones.
Is that a hater mark on your neck or is that a bruise?
Let's just say I'm really popular. Am I gonna be in like a jail with like a lot of like ghetto people?
You're in jail.
I'm gonna be with these people. Officer, and she told me not to call her Melanie, so I was like, I'm like scared. I don't want like I don't want to become like pregnant when I come out of jail or anything.
Unless you have a uterus, I don't think you're getting pregnant.
Okay, perfect. That's all that matters. I'm not a slut, I promise.
he's not a slut, he promises. Okay, so I want to start here because I want to tackle the Whitney stuff first. So as we're watching the Ray J stuff, because a lot of people are tying in Ray J's meltdown to Whitney. So I had never really like deep dived, and this is not a full deep dive, but it's very strange. So the first thing I looked for was this infamous video where Ray J was fleeing the scene after Whitney's body was taken. Extra was the only person that had it, and Extra took it down, which is strange because anybody Googling Whitney or Whitney scene, you would think that they would keep that footage. They were the only ones that have it. It's exclusive to Extra. It's taken down. So it says, moments after security staff at the Beverly Hilton Hotel raised a white blanket near Beverly Hills fire ambulance, possibly to shield their activities as Whitney Houston's body was brought out of the hotel. A distraught man identified as Whitney's friend and on and off again boyfriend, Ray J, emerged from the hotel, hiding his face under his jacket. Flanked by a security guard, he was whisked into a waiting car and left at the scene. According to TMZ, after rushing to the hotel to see Whitney, Ray J was turned away by police. Keep in mind, TMZ said this. Extra exclusively reported that Ray J comforted Whitney's hysterical daughter, Bobby Christina, who was crying and screaming in the hotel lobby. Why would Ray J be turned away at the scene, but still be leaving right with the body? It starts off strange. One, I would say, YouTube page from 12 years ago took the footage from Extra and caught it. So let me show you. That is Ray J, and that's not a bodyguard. His name is Van Exel.
Come on. Go.
Okay. Again, that's not a bodyguard. That's Whitney's handler. When you think Van Exel, from this point on, think, I can't call him Hips. Tim will forever be Hips. But we'll just say Hips Galore, which is Kris Jenner's boyfriend. Hips Galore is a handler. Hips Galore was at the scene with, I believe they say, Michael Jackson and Kim Porter. It's like the cleanup woman, but it's the cleanup man. Just this one just happens to have hips like a woman. But Hips Galore was there. So when you hear Van Exel, think Hips Galore. He was not just a bodyguard. He was definitely part of the entourage. And we're going to get into who he is. But I want you guys to really look at things. This is a red truck where they just put the body. But if you go to the actual footage, the footage that's readily available, let's see. This is what they show you. That's definitely not a red truck with her body in it. The news media is already there. It's strange. But I want to go specifically back to this, where it says that Ray J emerged from the hotel, hiding his face under a jacket, blanked by a security guard. He was whisked into a waiting car. According to TMZ, after rushing to the hotel to see Whitney, Ray J was turned away by the police. So that means that story was planted by somebody. But who, other than Ray J, would plant a story about Ray J's whereabouts? Maybe it would be Van Exel, Whitney's aide, who emptied the hotel room before police arrived amid claims that booger sugar was taken from the death scene. An aide to Whitney Houston asked invest to clearing her room before police arrived following her death. Self-described entertainment consultant Raffles Van Exel admitted he carried out the action to Dutch Telegraph newspaper, saying someone had to do it. I'm telling you, think handler, think Hips Galore. You're at the scene, you're emptying the hotel room, you're ushering Ray J away. Mind you, Ray J, it said, was consoling Bobby Christina. Why would he be turned away when he was right there when the body initially left the hotel? When the 911 call happened for Whitney, Whitney was already gone. Your claim is that you rushed to the hotel, but you made it there in time just to be turned away as her body was there. But you also had time to comfort Bobby Christina before you got turned away. Is anybody seeing something wrong with this timeline of events? No, this was definitely Ray J. Somebody said if we can't see the face. This was Ray J. And that was Whitney's body. Sorry. That was Ray J. But okay. So anyway, guys, definitely like the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. But okay, let's see, where are we? Oh, we're talking about Van Exel. Okay, here we go. Self-described entertainment consultant Raffles Van Exel admitted he carried out the action. However, he stopped short of saying exactly what he removed from the suite, an important omission following claims that booger sugar had been removed from the scene. Celebuzz revealed he made the confession in an interview with the respected Netherlands newspaper just 4 days following her death, where he also said the room had to be emptied. On his Twitter page, Van Exel touts himself as a European actor, music consultant, and producer, and that he is highly respected entertainment consultant, having guided some of the world's greatest. So let's get into who he is and why I think TMZ saying exactly where Ray J is problematic. Okay, here we go. Shady man. Raffles Van Exel sold Whitney's casket photos. The name of the person who sold Whitney Houston's casket photos is Raffles Van Exel. According to a report published by Forbes magazine last week, sources at the Wigham Funeral Home in New Jersey know for a fact that a man named Raffles Van Exel is the person who sold the heart-wrenching photo of the late R&B icon's body lying in the golden coffin. Forbes says that Van Exel, who also uses the alias Raffles Benson and Raffles Dawson, is also called a close friend of Whitney's, who attended not just one but two private viewings for the singer held at the Wigham Funeral Home. The first viewing was held on Friday, February 17th, the night before the memorial service. Staff at the funeral home, who have vehemently denied having any involvement with the photo leaking throughout this entire ordeal, say they noticed Van Exel right away. Though he's not a blood relative of Houston's, his apparent close association with Whitney Houston allowed him to travel with the family on a private jet from LA to New Jersey. Van Exel was also literally the only non-family member who attended both viewings, and he also accompanied Patricia Houston, the sister-in-law and manager, in her car to those, as well as the funeral and burial service. A source from the funeral home says when the picture showed up on the cover of the Inquirer, they told the Houstons they thought Van Exel was behind it, but they basically brushed them off. They didn't do anything about it. They are protecting him. Let me see. So you are right there. You're helping Ray J leave the scene. Oh, what, my allegedly? Okay. You're helping Ray J leave the scene. You're allegedly selling photos of deceased Whitney. Around 35 people attended the first viewing, and Wigham said they didn't know everyone, but what they do know is they absolutely none of their people were involved. One of their employees say they actually saw Raffles Van Exel snap the photo with their own eyes. On the cover of the National Enquirer issue bearing Whitney's casket photo, it states that the singer was buried in $500,000 worth of jewelry, but the funeral home owners say this is false information. It was costume jewelry. Okay, let's see. Forbes writer Roger Friedman says Van Exel answered one of his emails, asked what he wanted, and hasn't responded. Friedman also notes that this isn't the first time Raffles Van Exel has gone underground following a scandal. The famous R&B singer George Benson, Give Me the Night, Turn Your Love Around, has his own story about Raffles. Around 2005, he says his lawyer had to send Van Exel a cease and desist letter warning him not to use the name Benson or describe himself as Benson's son. George Benson has 4 living sons and 3 deceased. Benson says that around 2004 to 2005, Van Exel had integrated himself into Benson's mansion in Inglewood, New Jersey. I'm telling you guys, these handlers get in there and you can't get them out. Sometimes you just end up having to date them. But I digress. He was there for a year on and off. One day, Benson says Van Exel called him and told him to come home. He thought there had been a robbery. When Benson returned to the house, he discovered $25,000 in cash was missing. He'd taken out of the bank to pay for home repairs. By the time he made the discovery, Van Exel had vanished. We never saw or heard from him again. Without tangible proof, he couldn't press charges with the local police. Van Exel, as I reported in my original story, has sometimes been sued under the name Raffles Benson. Y'all, he was also around Michael Jackson. Raffles Van Exel, originally from Amsterdam, was also really good friends with Michael Jackson and was close with both him and Whitney at the time of their respective deaths. This is like these handlers. Rocky, Tasha Scott's husband, a handler for R. Kelly. Van Exel was also reportedly on the 4th floor of the Beverly Hills Hotel in one of Whitney's suites when she died and appeared downstairs in the lobby shortly thereafter sobbing, wearing aviator sunglasses. And get this, the guy even went on to attend Clive Davis's party where he actually went around telling people he was the one who found Whitney dead in the tub in an obvious attempt to gain sympathy from Houston's big-time celebrity friends and associates. Despite the shock of Whitney's death, Raffles still made it downstairs to Clive Davis's party. He was dressed in formal wear, had Whitney's tickets in his hand, and attended to sit at her table. How would you be distraught over your friend, your associate, your boss passing away? After they remove her body, you decide to attend Clive Davis's party? You were only there as a surrogate of Whitney. Just inside the ballroom, he was comforted by celebrities to whom he related his story. I found Whitney. Gayle King hugged him. Quincy Jones listened patiently to his story. A security guard told me later, he was up there. He was also hanging around with Houston all week prior to her death. On Tuesday, when she emerged from a nightclub looking disheveled, Raffles appears in a photograph on TMZ like a deer in headlights. He is standing right behind her in a powder blue suit. On Twitter, stop reading the stupid blogs. Whitney had a great time. She looked amazing. Nothing was wrong. It was just damn hot in that club. But once again, who the hell is this guy, and how does he always get in with good celebrities? He's one of Hollywood's mysteries. I first met him in 2005, hanging around the Jackson family during Michael Jackson's the child trial. After Michael went abroad, Raffles was often seen with Michael's father, Joseph Jackson. He trades on being an insider when there's a scandal. No one really knows him, but he's always where there's action and celebrities. On the internet, he claims to own a number of companies, including Raffles Entertainment. He's also been sued a couple times, once by a partner in something called Max Records and once in a private aviation company in Los Angeles. I spoke to the plane company and they said they can't comment because the situation is ongoing. On Twitter, he claims to be managing My Girl Shaka Khan. You can see him with everyone from Magic Johnson to Sandra Bullock. Now, this is where things get really interesting, and it relates to TMZ. Who ripped off TMZ with phony Whitney Houston tabloid photos? I told you last week about the photo of Whitney Houston taken in her coffin and sold to the National Enquirer. The funeral parlor claimed that they had an employee who saw Raffles Van Exel, a short hanger-on in Whitney's posse, and friend of Pat Houston, her sister-in-law, take the photo. Now comes word that other pictures that had appeared on TMZ.com, taken right after Whitney died, were also the work of Van Exel. One picture of a body covered with the white sheet being taken out of the Beverly Hills Hotel on a gurney was headlined as TMZ on a gurney. So we have TMZ basically giving Ray J an alibi, and the same man who was handling Ray J at the time and put him in a car is now exclusively talking and selling photos to TMZ. That's some weird shit. In what world would somebody who's like this with Whitney sell the photos? You clean out the room, allegedly. And what makes things even more strange is that Ray J gave an interview and said he had no idea that Whitney was doing drugs. Just like he did an interview recently saying that he had no idea what was going on at Diddy's parties. TMZ is giving Ray J an alibi. TMZ is getting the exclusive photos of the bathtub, allegedly what they thought was Whitney on a gurney, but instead, we'll go into that. The tabloid website will be sad to hear they were fooled. A person who was in the hallway tells me that the body under the white sheet was Bobby Christina, Whitney's daughter. She was taken to Cedars-Sinai Hospital twice after her mother died. Bobby Christina wrapped the sheet over her head so as not to be seen. Unfortunately, Whitney's body was removed from the hotel much later. It was not under a sheet, but in an official coroner's body bag. How could... Here we go. Ray J rushed to the scene, allegedly. He was turned away. But at the same time, it says that he comforted Bobby Christina in the lobby where she was crying and screaming. But we just heard that Bobby Christina was taken to the hospital much earlier herself. Where is it? Here we go. Bobby Christina wrapped the sheet over her head so as not to be seen. Unfortunately, when Whitney's body was removed from the hotel much later, it was not under a sheet, but in an official coroner's body bag. If you're there before the body is removed, you're not turned away from the scene. If you're there to comfort Bobby Christina before she has her own meltdown and is taken to the hospital before her mom, Ray J wasn't turned away. Just saying, this is a very strange timeline of events. Then there were pictures that appeared almost simultaneously on TMZ of Houston's bathtub, food tray, and food cart from her room. According to my source, only 3 people had access to the room at that point: Pat, her husband, and Raffles. Grown Woman Vibes, thank you so much for the super chat. Please put your banner up. Lady D, yeah, I made a live. Love the hat memes. You're one of the best. Thank you, and thank you for being a member for 9 months. Lady D, and thank you for the super sticker. Once I saw that, the wheels started turning. There's no way that that's an acceptable timeline of events for somebody that we do know who died of a heart attack and booger sugar being in her system. Now, y'all juxtapose that with Whitney, where somebody is giving an interview saying they removed stuff from the crime scene, and we know that Whitney was on drugs, to what happened with Liam Payne. Liam Payne was the boy bander who just recently took drugs and threw himself off a balcony. Within a couple weeks, everybody involved has been caught. Photos, videos, everything. Because it was a celebrity who passed away and drugs were involved. Matthew Perry, everybody from the doctors, the network of everybody who was involved in this man's death has been caught. We have multiple people leaving the scene of the crime, multiple people cleaning up the scene of the crime, and there's no further investigation as to what happened with Whitney. Things to make you go, We all know that Ray J definitely had some form of a relationship with Whitney. Ray J don't never know nothing about nothing. Attorney Simone, hey, Mims, I see you got your Inspector Gadget hat on. You about to solve this crime. Allegedly. Thank you for the super chat, Fred. It's some weird stuff going on with that. And then we always have to hear about him saying, he's, done some bad stuff. And now we have him running stunts with Pastor Holy Whore. So let's see. Let's move on to this interview.
Me, but I gotta tell you, these hoes ain't loyal.
Before we get to the interview, let's look at this. So this is Ray J's Twitter. He says, I'm about to post all my stuff on X. Since I'm having a meltdown, I'm about to air out all my mistakes I made and been making lately by taking extreme accountability and showing the worst of me. Hopefully will lead to long-term peace. Stand by. So he said this yesterday. I'm at a space where I don't really trust everybody. And if you are on X saying that you're going to air out stuff on X, I wouldn't be surprised if celebrities who can go viral can get paid very well from Elon. So it's like almost giving an exclusive story to Twitter. You see a lot of Nicki Minaj on Twitter Spaces now. You see a lot of people using Twitter Spaces. I would not be surprised if there is significant monetization of Twitter, especially since people are making a mass exodus. And they've been making a mass exodus since Twitter turned into X. I just feel like this is some stunt queen shit. If you don't know what a stunt queen is, it's a fraud. Any person who knowingly participates in fraudulent activities for their own personal gain or those associated with them. We'll leave stunt queen up for a minute. Let me see. I don't want to show that. Let's listen to this. Oh, you can't hear? Hold on. Stop sharing.
It's a power trip, you know, and it hits hard. It hits hard. And not only is it the truth, it's real hard. It's real hard. Ask the country, like, or right now in this situation, I can't do that because all I would be thinking about is them thinking about my ass. You know, it's just not okay. You know,
that is not okay.
I mean, thank you, Chris. We'll talk more about it. I might say some names next time.
Well,
all right.
As long as you can back it up, you can say whatever you want. I'll talk to you soon. 3 minutes, 45 seconds.
See, backing it up sounds crazy.
No.
Pause.
You know what I mean. I'm saying, like, you can't just say somebody's name. I got to be able to know.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right.
So I have to pause you.
I'll talk to you soon.
I love you, Chris. All right.
All right. Ray J, be well.
It's a power trip, you know?
Like, what is that? What is that? I will say this. We're going to get into some self-harm stuff, and I err on the side of caution when anybody talks about self-harm, taking their own life and things of that nature. So I don't take that as a laughing matter. If Ray J is, if this is all incorporated in the trolling, the need to go viral, he'll go to hell for that. But each time somebody tells me that they're having, you know, thoughts of self-harm, I take that extremely serious. And I feel like either he's spiraling or he's trolling way too hard. Either way, anytime he talks about self-harm, his loved ones need to be reaching out, because you just never really know. You really just never know. And that's nothing to like play with. But yeah, Pastor Holy Whore definitely has gotten married. Congratulations. They were calling her the BBL bride. I think she looks great. I do know somebody who knows her, and they confirmed it is a BBL, but it's a really good one. She's very pretty, and the person that I know who knows her says that she is genuinely one of the nicest people that they know. She really is the real deal. Outside of the BBL, she's really the real deal. So shout out to the happy married couple. Non-traditional wedding dress. That's cool. If it doesn't work out, I know somebody who likes to monkey see, monkey do. She's also available to marry a pastor, since none of the major sports stars worked out. And she is a monkey see, monkey do. So if it doesn't work out, go ahead and you know who to give a call to. Ready and available. I'm never one to just, kick somebody when they're down. So I believe this is one of her original outfits. It would be very demure at a strip club. I see that her body still has held up very nicely. I don't just every time I see this woman, I think Ocho Cinco wanted me. Every time. I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Like, girl, get it together. Connect the dots.
Anyway, shout out to Jamal and his new bride. The bride looked beautiful, and I believe the person who told me she's the real deal. She really is a beautiful person inside and out. So shout out to her. Hopefully she can change him. But anyway, so yeah, we've seen Ray J. He's over there threatening Jamal, and I was thinking that there would be some really big confession coming out of this if you're over there threatening people, but I'll let you guys see if any of this was worthy of that. Let me see. We got Ray J saying that asses are being taken. Here we go.
Apologize. To pray. Shout out to Jamal Bryant. Shout out to Von Alvarez. But if y'all play that interview, somebody getting snatched off the pulpit. Don't play the interview. It's not clear. It was out of bounds. Me and Pastor Brian need to talk because the way I was treated was dirty and illegal. And I don't like it. And I don't want nobody to play that fucking interview. I don't care if you from the church or not. Like be respectful and do people right. Don't call people out their name and don't make people feel like they're not safe in a place where they thought they were safe. I'm telling you right now. We need to work it out.
Right now.
If we don't,
I'm telling you right now.
That's going to be a problem. Shout out to Jamal Bryant.
So let's get to this interview. Dun, dun, dun.
Would make you want to get baptized every time.
Oh, well, listen, we got a pool right here. We can jump right on there.
Jesus.
Last time I saw you, we was in a church.
Yes, we was in a church.
What were we doing there?
And we were
because you weren't in my church.
We were shooting a One Wish movie.
Yes.
And what you told me it's like the final part of the movie where I have the redemption that I'm looking for. But I appreciate you doing that for me. And it was a themed like movie. So with the 60s going into the 70s, so we had the perms, we had the Elvis Presley look, then we had the afros.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard perm, and the first thing I thought about was Sonya. Everybody's been asking, how is Sonya doing? Where is she? Why isn't she helping him? Sonya is living her best life. She's doing speaking engagements. She has now moved to a gray shake and go. She looks great. We know black don't crack. Shout out to her because she really did take Brandy specifically and turn her into a superstar. Now, Ray J being more of a reality star, you can't hate on the fact that man turned nothing into something. Marginally, well, maybe he used to be a singer, but we all heard him at the verses. Sonya has definitely managed these kids, or she managed Ray J up to a point where Ray J couldn't be managed anymore. But shout out to her. People want to know where Brandy is. I don't know if this is going to be a straight to TV movie, but it's supposed to be coming out this fall. I think it's technically winter now. I haven't seen anything else about it. You can check it out, the front room trailer. It actually looks pretty good. It's kind of like a psychological thriller about a demon-possessed mom who moves in with her black daughter-in-law who's pregnant. And she's sold her soul to it looks pretty good. Check it out. I don't know. It probably will be on a streaming service, but none of them are really paying attention to Ray J.
And I know the first wig that I had you try on, it wasn't it.
Yeah.
And you said, right, this ain't the wig for me. And I said, let me go get another wig. I came back with the Afro wig.
Yes.
And that wig really did it.
It fit me.
I'm gonna give y'all a clip too of of the show. So I don't know if y'all want to add it.
We got to add it. The people want to see it.
It's loud, but it's really good. It's
Oh,
really
no,
good.
I'm grateful. It is.
Thank you. So anything you need from me, you like anything, just you call me first time. I'm here.
Well, this is it. This is what I needed.
And I appreciate it.
I didn't throw my chip on the table. It is very hard for Black people in America dating back to Sammy Davis Jr. to really emerge. It is harder to create a family legacy, whether you're dealing with the Jacksons, you're dealing with the Williams.
Oh, thank you for this generous super chat. Empress says, hey, Mims and straight shooters. I'm at work, but as soon as I saw you were live in the title, I spit out my Pepsi because I was having an oh shit moment. Thank you for the generous super chat. I had an oh shit moment when I was looking at that stuff about Van Exel and Ray J and the TMZ connection. It was kind of strange. Thank you so much. And Lola Dane says, I wonder if Raffles Van Exel had anything to do with Pusha T using the photo of her dirty hotel room for his new album cover. Who knows who else he might have sold that to? But we know what we can call him, a stunt queen. A stunt queen.
Or anybody else. How has this level of stardom impacted family life?
For me, big time. Big time. And, you know, whether good or bad, I think the family has had my back.
Yeah.
And, you know, Brandy, my mom, my dad. My mom and dad understand my goals, I think, a little more than, you know, maybe Brandy, as far as like a lot of stuff that I've been involved in. But I think overall it's coming back around, man.
Yeah.
You know, I want to spend more time with the family, and I want us to talk more, and I want us to spend a lot more time together. We haven't in a while, but you know, again, time does everything.
No, Will, you are a real futurist, and I am afraid, Ray J, that time is going to treat you better than present.
I hope so, man.
No, really, the things that you have been able to do in business.
Star, wish to have a fancy car, wish to have $1 million star. I made it, baby, pretty baby.
Think of too much.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes think of too much. But I appreciate that. And you know, when we're doing business, like corporate business, you rarely like boast about it, because in real corporate business, the partners and, you know, the governance of the company and everything, they don't want that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people don't really know what we're doing behind the scenes. It's just because it's not appropriate in doing business, and our partners really kind of want to fly under the radar so we can stay ahead of the competition.
Right.
Whether it's in earbuds or it's in electric transportation, we going up against these massive mega brands with billions, maybe trillions, right? And we find ourselves inside the competition. And so sometimes, most of the time, people don't know really what we do on the back, but it's important to keep that discipline and to continue to keep going, because somebody like my mom, dad, and Brand that room that you're trying to catch up to again, or you're trying to reach for something that
what reintroduced to you as an adult was through the tape. My question is not about the tape. My question,
depression inside of a trophy room that you're trying to catch up to again, or you're trying to reach for something that I think will already meet you there, as long as you just put in the work and as long as you just let the time do it.
The second chapter or iteration we reintroduced to you as an adult was through the tape. My question is not about the tape. My question is, how has sexuality impacted you in your identity?
Right.
So there's layers to this answer. So there's the comedic
yes
side to the answer, and then there's a more serious side. The comedic side keeps me I guess, I'm trying to find a word. The comedic side keeps it fun. But there's a really, really, really dark side to it. And it's like if you were looking at a therapist and they said, okay, he did his jacket. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Something's changing, right?
Yeah.
The comedic side, I would say, you know, it's crazy because, you know, it's like, you know, everything is 10 times bigger on TV, right? Like we all are, like when you see me on TV, a lot of people say, damn, I thought you were taller.
Right.
Because everything is what? You get 10 pounds more on TV? Is that kind of, right?
Yes.
That goes for all body parts.
Right. Yeah.
So it's been a lot of disappointment.
Mhm.
And what
We're having a conversation with a pastor. He's asking you a very serious question because you were introduced to a global audience with the introduction of Kim and Ray J's tape. You are saying that people, presumably who you sleep with, are disappointed because things are bigger on TV than they are in real life. Okay. I think we're done on that.
and what they're expecting to see. It's been tough for me. It's been tough.
Right. But the good news is that's not who you are. It's not who you are. You're a new preacher. All of us have the good news, if nobody's said it to you, you've outlived the past. You've outlived the past. Look how much business you've done.
But I think the business side of it and our real skills is in like
Y'all keep asking about why Jamal is dressed like a majorette. I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
marketing, right? So I think our survival in the game is inevitable because we do literally have the skills to create a business with the right partners and it becomes successful from the ground up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's just like, damn, dang, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Dang. Man, that was cold, Pastor.
No, we being 100. Let me help you another way. So some years ago, I was up to become president of a national organization. I didn't get the job. I was crushed. I was devastated. The next day is the first time I went viral because I preached these hoes ain't loyal. Because I was preaching out of my pain. I was preaching out of the process. So my
but I gotta
behavior
tell you, these hoes ain't loyal. You me, but I gotta tell you, these hoes ain't loyal. You.
So we have two people who have ran stunts here. If you guys don't know, there was a really big scandal around the time of Jamal Bryant mentioning that she was dating Jamal Bryant. I can't remember the lady's name. She was Dr. Somebody, went on all about the tea and spilled everything. That she had been sleeping with Jamal, that she alleged that Jamal had offered her some type of pastor role in his church, and that he was only with Giselle for TV purposes. Y'all can say it with me. Stunt queen. That's like the word of the night. That could be the drinking game. If you don't drink, the drinking water game. Now you know that sound bites go really far. And typically sound bites from preachers or priests that go really far are very poignant. If you're in a small town in Tennessee, you might quote Glorilla. That went pretty viral. Jamal has gone the other direction by saying stuff in church like these hoes ain't loyal. I don't think that's appropriate. He's also gone loyal about talking about the church, I believe, purchasing, we'll just say smoke and selling it. I think that was right. Let me see. I don't want to misquote him. Jamal Bryant talks about selling weed. Let's see. Jamal Bryant wants to use cannabis business to bring black men to his church. So we have two people who know how to use the media by saying outlandish things to go viral.
Connected to stuff I hadn't resolved inside of me. A lot of people don't understand to live under the light. It doesn't just shine, but it burns. It's a lot of pressure. So people who have not walked that path don't understand the decisions that you've made or the choices that you've made or the actions that you've made.
This is deep. Yeah.
Is that not true?
No, it is, but dang.
Yeah.
Dang, Pastor.
Yeah, so you live through it in various ways, and it's harder for you to bounce that off of people who haven't been in that light.
No, it's real. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Yo, so I should go deeper.
Please, let's go.
Y'all, we haven't even hit 1,000 likes. Definitely share that video. Share this video and like it. I don't think anybody else has really covered it, especially what we covered with the Whitney Houston stuff. But definitely, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes pretty quickly. We're not even at 1,000 yet.
Scuba diving.
But if I do, now I'm saying this because depending on like the situation I'm in right now, like I could go there, but I might not be able to go there. Meaning I might have to say we can't go where that is because I'm at a crossroads in this situation where it's either truth.
It was a Gucci Fiat, right? It was a Gucci Fiat.
Or it's money. And so I'm choosing truth, but a lot of the team is choosing money.
Yeah.
And so we're at this crossroad where it's like, I want to choose the truth anyway. So it's like, so I don't want to choose the money. But it's messed up because how much money?
Yeah.
You know, how much is it? You know, it's like, I don't want to choose the money, but it's 100 million. I don't want to choose the money, but it's 45 million plus blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I don't want to choose the money because it's 4 million. That ain't enough, right? So am I not choosing the money because it's not enough?
Yeah.
Or do I not choose the money no matter what it is? You get what I'm saying?
I do, but here's the reality. More people commit suicide who are wealthy than commit suicide that are poor. More people are on behavior modification drugs who are wealthy.
What do you mean behavior modification drugs?
That are dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety.
But what is that? What are the drugs?
Oh, I don't know the drugs.
But you said behavior modification drugs.
I'm not a pharmacist or a psychologist.
You have to have a list of
then you name them.
I'm trying to understand where they at.
I'm saying the drugs that deal with depression.
So like Xanax.
Okay.
Percocet.
Okay.
What else, Pastor?
Whatever's on Future's last song. Name them. Yeah. Name them.
Oh, Adderall.
Yeah.
I don't know if Adderall, that's not a depression. That's not.
Percocet is for pain. Are you taking Percocet for depression, Ray J?
Well, my friend, he's a recovering drug addict.
Yes.
He knows all of them. He's a retired Crip. He's also a successful real estate agent, so he turned his life around. But yeah, no, Doc, you.
The truth is free and it's expensive.
But you hit me right now. You stun me. You stun me. So for me, it's like, how do people? Because again, when we're talking about that situation, and I say that because I'm trying to stay to the subject, but without digging in, even though it's almost 20 years old.
Yes,
I got 2 kids now. It's a total different perception, a total different angle. I feel a totally different way about it. Being now that nobody really cares, right? So when this comes out, you would probably see people say, we don't care. Oh, blah, blah, blah. That's how I feel too. But in people's perception, like if 50 years from now, am I the bad guy?
No.
Why not?
Well, let me go backwards and ask you a question. This is not legal. There's no money connected to what I'm getting ready to ask you. One of the hardest obstacles for people to jump over is not perception, but shame. So have you, in 20 years, gotten to a place to get past it yourself?
The only reason why it's still in the forefront of mama is because I haven't been living in my truth.
Okay.
So not living in your truth, but living in this avatar that gives you an unlimited access to having fun.
Yeah.
Not giving a F, doing what you want to do, knowing how to run businesses, and still let the character overshadow the intelligence behind the whole setup of everything people are watching, like it's accidentally happening. Being, I think 100 steps ahead of everybody by knowing things that other people don't know. That is a character that can only play out in certain phases of your life. And then when you get more mature, you start to go, well, how much longer can we deal with that character when it's not really 100% authentic to the world's perception?
Yeah.
And so
Guys, I really want you to listen to what he's saying here. We could talk about the self-harm, we could talk about the tape, we could talk about some of the foolish things that he did, but him admitting right here that he plays a character and he plays a character up is probably what he did not want out. I think he got to a place in this conversation where he couldn't just necessarily bullshit Jamal Bryant like he can any of these short news clips that he's doing. And he said some things in his comfort that he did not mean to say. You have just basically identified yourself as a stunt queen.
I said a lot, but I didn't really say nothing right there.
No, I got it.
But if you want to live the truth and you're not, it doesn't feel good. So for me, like money and all of these other things, like I made too much money and I blew all the money. I know how to spend a lot of money today. I know how to save it. It doesn't do anything. When I take my daughter to school or my son to school, and this is hypothetical, but if my daughter likes a school that's 5 minutes away from me, and she wants to go to that school, so you have to get an assessment or something, right? You have to go to the school and they have to meet with the kids and I guess do their due diligence on the family, blah, 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 and then they'll accept you into the school. There's a school that my daughter didn't get accepted to. And there's only one reason why. And it leads back to where we are again with the truth, the lie, and this clash between false enemies. And when my family gets affected by it, it turns me into something else. And I don't want my family to continue to be affected by this story that never stops, right? I mean, I want it to stop.
Right.
I mean, of course, the other side wants it to stop because they don't even talk about it, right? I don't like to talk about it.
Ray J got online one day and in a viral moment explained how him and Kim shot the tape. In its raw state, it wasn't good enough. So Kim's mom had to watch the tape, give critiques, and they did reshoots before it could be packaged and sold. Kim never talked about this. Kim stuck to the PR story that the tape was stolen and that somebody put it out. Ray J put that out. So if in 2024, your young children are trying to go to a very prestigious, selective private school, and they're saying that your dirty money won't get them enrolled, that's on you. It's not just on Chris and Kim. That's also on you.
I would like to put it to rest. It's like Jussie Smollett. I don't know if what he said was true or not. I talked to him. The world created this story about what it was. And then when they felt like they found the truth, it just took it.
Jussie Smollett is somewhere drinking a lemon drop with Vivica Fox thinking.
So now why am I in it? And you could have did it. See how I get wrong because you never apologized.
It took a energy of its own. What if none of this I was saying and how it all popped off? Like everybody can tell you, I know what really happened. What really happened? Can anybody tell me what they think happened so I can, because again, how it happened reflects who I am.
Yeah.
Especially when we're dead and gone. Because there is no more us. So what do people think, right? how did this whole thing come about?
Yeah.
It was Ray J's fault. Ray J did something bad that turned into good. Is that not the story?
I don't know. What I do know.
So, Pastor, so you're saying that you only going off of just us doing it?
No. What I am going off of, I want you to hear my intention. Whatever happened, whoever put it out, whoever produced it, whoever recorded it, where I am is you have outlived it.
But how when we still talking about it?
Yes. Because outliving it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I swear to God, I thought the pastor was about to say,
have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up?
Happen. But outliving it means outliving it. I haven't outlived it because I'm still living.
You're living, producing, you're thriving.
I know, but that's just something like, think about how far we could go without that.
Yeah.
Without that glitch.
Yeah. Is it a glitch?
It's a glitch.
Yeah.
It's a huge glitch.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali said, if you're the same man at 40 that you were at 20, you wasted 20 years. You're not that same man.
Totally different.
Correct?
Totally different.
Yeah, but we're not going to ignore you used to be Cassius Clay.
But
right.
I was not the same man in my 20s.
Right.
Just because now I'm 40 and I'm around.
Yes.
But I was
YM says, no Mims, RJ talked about it when Kim made an accusation on her show about possibly engaging in a act without her knowledge. Let me see, because I remember this. I think Kim suggested that when she made the tape, it was her first and only time trying X. I believe so. Now, I don't remember without her knowledge part, but I definitely remember the part about her suggesting that it was the X that made her do it. I don't remember her saying that she wasn't aware, just that she was under the influence. But I'll go back and look. You might be right. But from what I remember, it was the X made her do it. And I'm not talking about her ex-boyfriend. I'm talking about ecstasy, the drug.
never the man that was in people's minds of who I was ever.
Right.
I was never that guy.
But you're reinventing that guy every day. Whether it's through electric bikes, whether it's through earbuds, whether it's through eyeglasses, now if it's through networks, we are seeing you as a 21st century Renaissance man. Very few men, black men, have had the luxury of reinventing themselves in public.
You're right, and I feel that. But
Ray J is a marketing. I wouldn't know if I would call him genius, but Ray J is really good at marketing himself. Ray J has done a lot in the back. Poor choice of words for Ray J. Ray J has done a lot that you wouldn't even see. There would not have been a Love and Hip Hop Hollywood if it was not built around Ray J, and Ray J did a lot of the work in the back end to make it possible. A lot of BET shows Ray J is a part of. Ray J was really instrumental in setting Zeus up to become the network that it currently is. So Ray J has done a lot.
But I also feel like it's a glitch because with all the things that was taken from us inside of this black ball community of cornering the market with just a few, it just, like, I was hanging off the roof of the hotel in Cancun, and I climbed off the roof and I went off to the side of the roof and I just laid down, right? So here's the hole down all the way down here, and I'm just laying on my roof. I climbed over and I lay here and I went to sleep. And I said, if I fall off, then it was meant to be. Right? If I fall off the roof because I just passed out and I actually just wanted to like lean over, then it was meant to be. So I went to sleep for like 2.5 hours, and then the hotel caught me, and then it went through all of this stuff, and then I had to go and do these tests or whatever, right? But at that moment, it was just like, yo, you want to make your family proud, but you're living a lie and still living.
Yeah. What is Ray J's truth? What's your truth? Had you rolled off of that roof, you would want what remembered about you? Not what other people say, not what other people think, not what other people blog. If you are able to have authority over your legacy, you want your legacy to be what?
I want my kids to have a good life and for them to live through my truth.
Yeah.
Not through what the things that would happen with all of these different speculations of this and that, and all of the, just whatever it is. I just want my kids to go, okay, this is who our dad was. And I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
I don't really care about nothing else. I just care about my kids. And I care about what they think, and I care about what they believe. And I don't want anybody to recreate something that's not real inside of their mind to leave them in doubt.
So I've given Jamal a hard time, but I feel like Jamal actually conducted a very clear, concise interview. I feel like Ray J floundered because he was not prepared for any direct question. But I think that Jamal has actually done a really good job at trying to steer him in the direction of, if you want your kids to know what your truth is, then why don't you just say it now? If you still feel like you're under somebody's thumb, then say it. But Ray J seems reticent to do that, and I'm questioning that. If you can clown with Nicki Minaj for 2 hours, I think that's easier for Ray J than to answer direct questions about who he is, his mental state, and what scandals he might want to address directly.
And so to do that, I would have to risk all the money I have, all the money I made, all the money that I'm getting paid for, to be quiet, to not say nothing.
Yeah.
You sit.
And what is the cost? How much more does it cost you for your peace?
I don't know. Because if you tell me a crazy number, like, and maybe I need to go to church for this. But
Come on.
Tell me a loud number, then I might take it.
Yeah.
And say F the truth, because my kids is extremely good, which is horrible. What does that say about me?
Mm-hmm.
$1 billion?
Yeah.
Why
a crazy
you
number
like that?
100, 200, 300, that's loud. But then when you're dealing with like the 4s and the 5s and the 10s and the 15s.
Why did he moan like that?
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
Oh no, that's not. So when I'm saying it's not enough, I'm still trying to understand what I'm saying.
You're basically saying you can be bought for the right price. Can make this concise. I'm at a point in my life where I could still be bought. And thinking about my kids pushes me to say, you meet my quote, I'm down. Damn, that's it.
I want to live in my truth. If I want to live in my truth, then F the money.
Yeah. What, at this tick of the watch, what makes you happy?
Only just being around my kids.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And it's just important to speak this, because it's like, I wouldn't talk about this with anybody else because it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
You're talking about the church and you're talking about the community. Nobody cares but me.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that. Like, I know you don't care. We're past that. We know how it really happened. We know that this person did that and they did that and did that. That's fine. But until you hear the facts of it and get the real exact details from the people who were involved,
he just said
it's still a question mark.
Jamal
and
it
results
back.
Remember
this. Hold on.
Off the pulpit. Don't play the interview. It's not clear. It was out of bounds. Me and Pastor Brian need to talk, because the way I was treated was dirty and illegal. And I don't like it. And I don't want nobody to play that fucking interview. I don't care if you from the church or not. Like be respectful and do people right. Don't call people out their name and don't make people feel like they're not safe in a place where they thought they were safe. I'm telling you right now.
Have we seen any of that?
I'm telling you right now, we need to work it out. Because if we don't, that's going to be a problem. Shout out to Jamal Bryant.
Have we seen any of this?
It still doesn't take away the stench of it. Everybody forgot, or nobody cares, or people know what really happened. But you really don't know until you know. That's like a lot of people say OJ did this and OJ did that. Well, OJ was acquitted, so he didn't do it legally in the legal system. But if I showed you the knife with the blood on it in the video and doing it, even though you might have said he was involved, it would mess your mind up.
Yeah.
This is the same kind of situation.
Was that in the darkest season of your life?
It's not it's the darkest season of my life now.
20 years later.
20 years later, with 2 kids, with a daughter that I love, and my son, and looking at them and knowing the morals and the integrity that I've been instilled in as a man to my parents, for that little stench to be there, that matters to me.
Yeah.
It matters.
Yeah.
And I want to get past it. I want to go through the pain of losing all my money and somebody suing me and I breached the contract. And so now I don't have nothing. And I'm butt naked in the courtroom, just telling the judge, all I care about is the truth. Take everything else away. That's where my mind goes.
Yeah.
What courtrooms allow you to be butt naked?
And would that give you peace?
Butt naked in the courtroom? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many years have your parents been married?
Longer than I've been born. So like maybe 40 years.
Yeah.
35, 30.
Yeah. My parents were married for 55 years.
And that was in a different time.
Yeah.
Where, marriage, loyalty mattered. Where you would sacrifice happiness for the vows that you. Right?
Yeah.
Now it's different.
Leave him alone.
Do you think you would get married again? Never.
Well, because I made a vow to Princess. And so I love Princess, even though she loves somebody else. I still love her. So for the rest of wherever I'm at in this life, I'm going to just be me.
The world did not know that Princess was dating. Why did you just put her out like that? I'm not understanding a large part of this interview. Why did you just out Princess like that? What was the point? We got Jussie Smollett, Princess. We then found out that your friend who was there is a Crip and a recovering drug addict. You then told everybody's business but your own. Sounds like deflection to me.
And I've always had a very clear understanding of all of my homegirls that we ever got intimate together. They always knew that you're my friend. So I got to go back to that because I already made a vow with one person. I can make a vow again. That's invalid.
Yeah. What if she freed you from that vow and said, I'm going on? She has.
She freed me, meaning like I can make a vow to somebody else.
Yeah.
But not this lifetime.
And you want to spend the rest of your life by yourself?
Well, I've created a nurse account.
What does that mean?
A nurse account is where every time I get a check, I put either $100 or $1,000 into my nurse account that I can't touch. So no matter what happens to me 5 years from now, 10 years, 2 years, whatever, if I can't work by myself and I need somebody to help me, I done put like at least $1 million in my nurse account. So I got like 2 nurses right now, but the more I build it, I can have like 4 young nurses with me forever.
Did you make this up or this is a thing?
No, I made my account up.
No.
If I can't work by myself and I need somebody to help me, I done put like at least $1 million. I put either $100 or $1,000 into my nurse account that I can't touch. So no matter what happens to me 5 years from now, 10 years, 2 years, whatever, if I can't work by myself and I need somebody to help me, I done put like at least $1 million in my nurse account. So I got like 2 nurses right now, but the more I build it, I can have like 4 young nurses with me forever.
This man just said he can have 4 young nurses with him forever. Ray J has to be in his 40s. How old is Ray J? Ray J is 43. You are putting money in an account so that you'll have enough saved to make sure that you can have young nurses around you for the rest of your life. Young is a very telling word to put in that sentence, especially considering that everything you're talking about is asses being out. 4 young nurses to take care of you for the rest of your life. Remember that. There's something off. about that. Kia says, that's nothing to dissect. Plenty of old men do that, but plenty of old men are not tied to Diddy stories. Plenty of old men do, but they're not at the scene when Whitney passes away and saying that he had no idea she did drugs, or giving interviews saying that he never saw anything at a Diddy party, had no idea any of this is going on. Now you're sitting down with a pastor talking about your truth, letting him know you're saving money so that you can be surrounded by young girls when you can no longer take care of yourself. Yeah, I do think it's something to dissect. C Breeze says, you're not getting it, Mims. It would have to be a young person to handle an older person. Yeah, I don't get that. Okay. Let's see.
Did you make this up, or this is a thing?
No, I made my account up.
No, I'm saying this whole thing of a nurse's account I've never heard of.
I made that up.
You made that up, okay?
But I made it up because, again, you got somebody you love. They getting older with you. They don't want to wipe your ass and bathe you every day.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And then you probably in a bad mood. So.
Yeah.
C Play Chess says it's long-term nursing care. What don't you get about that? It's in the context of who's saying it. It's all about the context of who's saying it. On its face, somebody saying that you get disabled, you will go to a nursing home or you'll pay for a nurse. Ray J saying he wants some young girls taking care of him for the rest of his life. I think there's something there. But we can agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah.
Don't touch me or whatever you're going through. I need some beautiful nurses with an unlimited budget to take care of me. So I'm working hard and I put together my nurse account. So since I'm not with my wife, I got 3 or 4 nurses that's going to take care of me forever. And they're happy to do it because they're getting paid very good to do it. And they still look good. Very pretty.
Do your parents know about the nurse account?
Nobody knows but till now. I'm telling you everything.
Wow.
I'm giving you all this that nobody's ever heard.
I'm grateful.
Because you came through when we needed you for the One Wish movie.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person where you looked out for me and didn't even was no question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the darkest things.
Yeah.
Can we use everything? I don't know. But I feel like the more real I am through the interview, you can look through it all and just find the pieces that might not work or use all of this shit. I don't care. I'm just at this point, I'm just like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to be truthful.
No, it's great. When we took a break, you said that you really need to think through things because there was a moment in your own life that you thought about suicide. Tell me what was going on. Is that when you were on the roof in Mexico?
That was when I was on the roof. And, and that was, I thought about suicide a lot, but that was when I attempted it. And I really didn't want to do it, but I really did want to do it. Because it's like when you have a bad dream and then you think it's real, it feels real.
Yeah.
Then you wake up, I be feeling like that life really happened. And so whatever dimension I popped into is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So I had a bad dream last night. So I'm here now with you. I think what happened last night in my mind happened. So if they having a funeral for me in the other dimension, they probably are.
No, you're going to live. You got years to go.
I'm living here.
Yes.
How do you know if every day you don't ever live forever?
Right.
You just keep skipping to different dimensions.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk high talk.
Yeah.
But that's how I be feeling. When I wanted the interview to go a different way. I didn't know how the interview was going to go, but we said you with the shit in the beginning. We're just hurting.
Yeah.
They did because it's like, damn, man. Like I cannot get away from it. So it's like, since I can't get away from it, why not just jump into it?
Yeah. It's the bravery of your truth. And truth sayers always...
I'm a liar.
No, you speaking truth today.
No, because I might not be able to put this up. I'm still a liar.
Yeah.
I've lied about my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a liar. Unless I say, these people did this to me. They're very bad people, and they've been controlling me this whole time. Just like the National Syndicate and all this. They'll come kill me, bro. They'll kill me for this. Literally murder me. I'll be like, tomorrow you'll be like, yeah, Ray J overdosed from some fentanyl that he did. It's like, damn, Ray J was a drug addict. He died. That ain't really what happened.
All right.
They killed me.
I'm praying for your protection. Do you?
I need to be in a pastor protection program.
Nah, I got you. I got you. I'm pulling out the ushers right now. I don't know if we're gonna find it. You're too valuable to God and too valuable to your family.
We gotta get it in the church.
Oh no.
You know the PP.
Ray J has been around a lot of people. There's parts of this interview that I think are important to discuss. One being that he thinks about self-harm all the time. That's definitely a cry for help. At the bottom of the screen, it says, at the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, we understand that life's challenges can sometimes be difficult. The 988 Lifeline is available 24/7, 365. Your conversations are free and confidential. So if you are feeling kind of like Ray J, take it seriously. Talk to somebody, a family member, or definitely you can reach out to one of the hotlines. I have personally given this number out to a few people. I did have a friend who took their own life. It's something that you can't take back. I give Ray J a hard time, but anytime he's talking about this topic, I take him seriously. Some people feel like he's crying wolf. Well, I would rather take somebody seriously while they're crying wolf than not take somebody seriously and they really self-harm. So I believe this. And he just mentioned that he's fearful that somebody might take his life. That's alarming. Ray J has been around a hell of a lot of people, and you never really know what deals were made. He's done big business with a lot of big people. I found, if you're new to the channel, I actually found a court record that stated that Diddy might have been one of the initial investors in his big business that he just sold.
Pete, the pastor protection program.
Yeah, that's the next venture. Yeah, no, let's
protect the people who trying to tell the truth from the enemies who will cut their throat if they expose what it is. We dealing with billionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep their image clean. So they'll do anything to shut down the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I've been wearing a vest lately.
Do you regret speaking your truth on the Diddy suit?
Tupac was wearing a vest every day of his life. He just didn't happen to have it that day that he passed away. Excuse me, because it was hot.
Situation.
I don't like what Puff did to Cassie on that video. No matter how it happened, no matter what, like, made that happen, it wasn't cool. And that's what got me mad.
Yeah.
Everything else after that, I've been an advocate for bogus stories not being promoted. And that's all the stuff that they've been saying about Puff and all the things that they've been doing. So it's been coming off as if I've been saying something negative about Diddy, but I've been actually saying something positive. Meaning, like, these stories are absolutely out of control. I even mentioned when they said everybody in the church was doing it. And I'm like, now everybody in the church is doing it. So now I can't turn cheek to cheek, because if somebody hit me in my cheek, all I'm thinking about his butt cheeks, right? I said it. And it went viral.
Yeah.
But if you listen to what I said, I meant these stories are sounding preposterous.
Yeah. Because of
the AAs are being taken.
Yeah.
So yeah, I meant well by it, but it didn't. I don't think it went well with the people as far as how viral it went.
Yeah.
So now I'm fighting with Justin and Christian, and they trying to jump me at the club. It's like, bro, I still turn cheek to cheek, guys.
Right.
Even though I said I might not have shoulda. Like, nobody want to get their cheeks hit.
How do you think this is going to impact the industry?
I just think nobody can trust nobody no more. And, you know, I use Neutrogena. I don't like baby oil. So I'm always ahead of the game. I like Cetaphil too. But like I said, with all these baby oil jokes and all that, I told them that's not funny. You cannot keep playing around with substances that possibly might have dope in them.
Yeah.
I think that it's cool. And that's why when I said, what should I come out with? Ray White jelly? KY hit me.
Wow. Well, that shows what kind of an influence you are.
KY. And I said no. Even though that could have been a profitable business.
Right.
Because I was saying it like, oh, should I say that? And then y'all laugh and then all of a sudden now I got a Ray White deal.
What do you want to bet the pastor's thinking? Why didn't I get a Ray Y deal? A JY deal? Some JB jelly. Although, you know, I'm practically a virgin. I am not going to be rushing for any Ray Y jelly, any JB jelly. I don't want to use any of Lil Wayne's condoms. Like, what is this? I'm not interested in that. Mm-mm. Shout out to Gabor. I'm good on that. Who you can put in the comments section if you would like some Ray J lube. What did he call it? Some Ray J jelly? Ray J Glide? If you would like some Ray J lube, or you would purchase that, put it in the comment section, put it in the chat. Do you want some Ray J lube? Is Ray J who you want to be thinking about as you get it on? What would Ray J lube smell like? Bunk and Hennessy? Like what? Nobody wants that, sir. Nobody. I was about to put this image up. I can't. I'm not putting that image up. Right, having the young nurses rub his jelly on them. No, I think we're good. I think we're good.
It is distasteful. It's unruly.
Yeah.
It's uncalled for, and it's unsanitary.
Yeah. Tell me on.
It is. It's dirty.
Tell me what your thoughts were from your conversation with Nicki Minaj.
I always love Nicki.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm 97.5% divorced. 97.5. So I'm almost there. I'm at 3-yard line.
It's really stupid what he just said. Here's the question. Is he too far gone for help, or is this a joke? I think part of this are a joke. He's already told us that he is a character. But anytime he's talking about self-harm, I feel like we should take that seriously, and his family members should be reaching out. Lady Sparkle Smooth 111, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Ray, is this the same Lady Sparkle who's always on Storm's channel? Ray says, Ray J is circumventing. Don't know what I am seeing besides that wig moving beyond you. I might wear this tonight. Carmen Lowry, why 4 young nurses rather than money put aside for nursing care? Why must they look good or be beautiful? He's not looking for a real nurse. That's what I was thinking. A Maddox, love your platform. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Maddox.
We almost got to the end result, and then my ex-wife said, you know what, I'm gonna represent myself. So that's what we are with that. With Nicki, I felt like it was character to character. And I felt like I was in some kind of like dominatrix skit. Is dominatrix a sin?
No, go ahead.
It felt like it was fun. I'm not gonna even lie. I think about it every day. I think about Nicki every day now.
In what way?
In ways that nobody would want to be, right? Because again, she is a married woman. I made my point to every time I addressed her on the interview, it was Mrs. Petty.
Yeah.
It's never on no junkie stuff like that, but some of the things that she was saying to me just left me stuck, you know, and I haven't been able to be the same since.
What is next and new for Ray J? What's coming?
So I'm a loser.
Really?
I'm in the news. And
if you thought that Nicki was giving you some type of stern dominatrix type talk, in that, and so you were getting turned on by her kind of like putting you in your place, and you're telling this to Jamal Bryant, a pastor, and he doesn't have any type of follow-up questions. You ask, is being a dominatrix a sin? And he says no. This is pure comedy. This is pure comedy at this point. It wasn't meant to be funny, but I won't lie. Sometimes Ray J's foolishness cracks me up. To ask a pastor, point blank period, is dominatrix a sin, and do it straight faced, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm on the news. I've been doing I've been an analyst for all the top tier 1 news stations. And I think that's where a lot of my stuff been going viral, because I haven't been holding back on the mainstream news.
Right.
Whether it was somebody being taken, whether turning cheek to cheek, whether, somebody, looking at me when I said, ask not what our country can do for me. I can't ask anybody anything, because all I'm thinking about is somebody thinking about my A.
Right.
I want us to get past this whole, thing with Diddy and all these preposterous stories. There's 3,200 people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Let me say this to all the victims that's really going through something like my heart goes out to you. And that's why I don't want to joke about a lot of things. How can I get to a point where I can learn how to explain myself in a way that doesn't come off comedic? That's what I need to work on, because I got a voice. It might not be deep, but it's loud. And I can help.
Well, anyway, your brother can help you in Atlanta. I can do it.
Go to church again.
Well, come on.
Sam says, what news has he been on? Ray J started his own news network. I think it's called, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember, but he has his own news network. You can definitely check it out. This was pure comedy. Outside of the, thoughts of self-harm, all the rest of this was pure comedy. And the reason I feel like this was a stunt to bolster views is because I didn't hear anything in this interview that would lead me to believe that it could not be aired, outside of Ray J acknowledging that he was a stunt queen. Other than that, this is just, I think that Jamal did, or he tried to do a good job with him. And if Ray J had really trusted him as an interviewer, or trusted him as a person or a pastor, they might have really got somewhere. But as it stands, Ray J still looks like a stunt queen to me. I am confusion. I just don't know. Anyway, if you did not watch the first part of this video where I talked about Ray J and Whitney Houston, definitely check that out. That was some weird shit that I found strange. The tie to Whitney's handler, Ray J, and TMZ, it's all really weird. So if you just came in, you will want to rewind to the very beginning of this video. It was really weird. It was really weird. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I know we had some Diddy news. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. And if you were playing that drinking game with Stunt Queen, don't drive. Have a good night, y'all.